let us start with the accountancy practical. Now, just give a short brief about your accountancy project that you have prepared.
So I have prepared my accountancy project on the ratio analysis of Tata Motors. So
Okay.
ratio analysis basically means it is a study of relationship between various financial factors in the business. Ratio analysis also helps in forecasting. It also helps in the intra-firm and inter-firm comparisons. Moreover, we can easily simplify the accounting data through it.
How many accounting ratios you have calculated in your project?
I have calculated 7 ratios.
7. Name them.
Sorry,
Name
sir.
name those ratios. Name those ratios.
So first is current ratio, then we have liquid ratio or quick ratio or asset test ratio, then debt to equity ratio, then total asset to debt ratio, working capital turnover ratio, and return on investment, return on capital employed.
Okay, fine. Can you tell me the formula of working capital?
Working capital, it's current assets minus current liabilities.
Working capital ratio?
Working capital ratio is revenue from operations upon working capital.
Working capital turnover ratio?
No, working capital turnover ratios formula is revenue from operations upon working capital.
Working capital ratio?
Working capital ratio, there is no such ratio.
Current ratio is itself known as working capital ratio, that is current assets upon current liabilities. Fine. Okay.
Fine.
What is the ideal debt equity ratio?
Ideal debt equity ratio is 2:1.
2
It
is
is
to
a
1.
pure ratio.
That's correct. Now, suppose you have two firms, firm A and firm B. Firm A has debt equity ratio of 1 is to 1, and firm
Yes.
B has the debt equity ratio of 1.3 is to 1. Being
Okay.
a bank manager being a bank manager, if you need to grant loan to either of the two firms, which firm you will grant loan? Firm A is having debt equity ratio 1 is to 1. Firm B is having debt equity ratio 1.3 is to 1. Being a bank manager, to which firm you will grant loan?
I will be granting loan to firm B
Firm B. Reason?
because the ideal debt to equity ratio is 2:1.
And
Basically, for
1.3 is comparatively nearer to ideal ratio. You want to
yeah,
say that?
like to the ideal ratio is 2:1.
Yeah.
So for one equity we require 2 times of debt. So firm B has 1.3 times. So what I feel is I will be granting loan to firm B.
The correct answer will be firm A. Reason is firm A is having better borrowing capacity compared to firm B. To make it 2 is to 1, firm
Mhm.
A can borrow 1, but firm B can borrow only 0.7. So whose
Yes.
borrowing capacity is more? Firm A
Okay.
is having more borrowing capacity. So the answer will be firm A. Anyways, while calculating ratios, in certain ratios we use pure ratios, in some ratios we use percentages, in some ratios we present it in terms of times. So on what basis we categorize these? Why do we use percentage in some ratios? Why do we use times in some few of the ratios?
So if I talk about our profitability ratios, they are calculated in percentages. So like if I talk about gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, so the profit ratio is also always calculated in percentage because we always consider the profit percentage. Moreover, if I talk about the turnover ratio, there we are seeing how much times the working capital or the capital employed working capital is employed in the business. So that's why we take it in terms of times. And in profitability ratio, we see the profit percentage. So I think this could be the bifurcation there.
Okay. Now, being a bank manager, suppose you want to grant loan to certain firm. What two accounting ratios you will consider of that firm?
So the first ratio will be debt to equity ratio,
Debt equity ratio and
and total asset to debt ratio.
total asset to debt ratio. Okay. Any other ratio that you have to consider while granting the loan? Interest coverage ratio, will it be considered?
Interest coverage ratio.
Will there be any purpose of that interest coverage ratio? Or you can tell me the significance of interest coverage ratio, why it is calculated?
The significance of interest coverage ratio is.
Never mind.
Sorry, sir. Please.
Never mind. Let's move further. Uh, one or two questions from cash flow statement. I'm giving you three kinds of taxes, names of three kinds of taxes. You have to identify which one is operating, which one is financing, which one is investing. Okay. So the first one is income tax,
Income tax, it's operating.
dividend tax,
Financing.
tax paid on capital gain on the sale of fixed asset,
Investing.
investing. That is a correct answer. And can you tell me one or two examples which results in no flow of cash?
Withdrawing cash from bank.
Okay, that is one.
And depositing cash into bank.
Any one or two, if you anything is striking to your mind? Okay, that's fine. Have you read about the section 52 subsection 2 of the Companies Act 2013? Section 52
Sorry.
subsection 2
Mhm.
of Companies Act 2013.
So, like, I need to explain what is there in that.
Section 52 subsection 2 applies for the utilization of securities premium reserve. You must have read about that. Under what heads
Yeah.
you can utilize securities premium reserve? So just tell me,
Mhm.
what are the heads where you can utilize securities premium reserve?
So it is in the shareholders fund, the main head, and the subhead is reserves.
Okay. Uh, comparative and common size. What is the major difference in the comparative statement and common size statement? Main core difference between comparative statement and common size statement?
The main core difference is that in common size, we take total assets value as our base.
I think the chapter of comparative and common size you have not prepared.
Yes, because
Is it?
no, I have done that, but difference.
Comparative statement is one. Common size statement is
Mhm.
another one. So what is the major
Mhm.
difference between the two? Not getting the answer?
No.
Never mind. One last question from the current ratio. While calculating the current ratio, obviously the formula is current asset upon current liabilities. There are
Yes.
certain assets there are certain current assets which are excluded from the current assets.
Spares and tools.
Tools and spares. That is absolutely correct. Loose tools and spares, it should be the answer, and that is absolutely correct. So again, the same conclusion, same decision I will provide. That is, you have prepared, but still a little bit more preparation is required. And then you will be doing wonders in the main practical examination. There is nothing to panic. There is nothing to worry, because you have prepared, but a little shine is still required. Okay, so little brushing up is required so that you can present much more better in the main practical examination. Any question from your side for the accountancy practicals?
No, sir. Thank you
Have you
so much.
received the question bank for the written examination?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've
So,
gone through that.
so just prepared all those questions that will be really helpful for you for that 12 marks written examination that you are gonna appear in the practicals. Okay, and still, wherever you find any sort of doubt, any difficulty in future also, you can just text me and I'll surely reply you. Fine.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.